think that'll be a competitive. I think the difference this year, and again, I'm not a part of it, but I do think that Washington State quarterback, his mobility makes that offense even more dangerous. I think that, it'll be a physical, competitive game. Both those teams are good, and they're playing for a whole lot.
And Coach, against Oregon, how big is this one, not just for the Civil War, senior day, but for momentum heading into the offseason?
Yeah, I think that, it's the last game. Senior day is huge. Rivalry week makes it big. And I think anytime you win, it adds momentum to what you're doing. So it could be very beneficial to win a game. At the same time, it's one of 12, and our approach is going to be staying the same, and we're going to go out there and play with some great effort.
Coach Jamar's had such a fantastic year. How much have you seen him improve, and maybe where have you seen him improve the most through the course of the season?
Yeah, I've just been impressed with his, maintaining his body, because as a true freshman, he didn't get a full off season of training and getting ready for this, and the amount of times he's carried the ball. I think he's gotten improvement in regards to taking care of the ball. He had a couple early fumbles early in the year. He's done, better in that regard. Pass protection, there's a lot going on in pass protection. And recognizing where it's at and then having the proper technique to put his face in there and block somebody, I think he's grown. So obviously pleased with the year he's having, and we want him to go out on the right foot here in another one on Friday.
On Saturday, the third down conversions, that was the worst of the year. And
Yep.
I went and looked, and it wasn't like you had a ton of third and longs either, just a lot of third and fours.
Oh, yeah.
Was there something that just happened?
Well, that defense over there is pretty good. And that was disappointing. We had a couple of chances with some stuff that we needed to execute. We didn't. And then they're going to make you earn it. I mean, they're playing some tight coverage, one-on-one, and, just was not good. And that number really hurt us, I think. Just if you look at it, we had some movement of the ball offensively, but just being able to sustain it and finish it, couldn't do it with 2 of 14 on third down.
You kind of established this year you're willing to push the envelope a little bit with those special teams and the stuff on offense.
Yeah.
Has there been any ideas at all that have been thrown at you that you just went, no, we're not doing it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
What's like the wildest idea?
Well, yeah, we've tried some stuff in practice. I don't know about the wildest, but we've had a couple of fake punts that we've tried in practice that just had no chance. That didn't, make the cut coming to call it on a Saturday. I think one time when we were running a fake field goal and they had called timeout against somebody early this year, that would have been kind of cool to see on tape to see if it. But we lined up in the formation, and now we're not going to show it again. So I don't know about a specific, but we've tried a bunch.
Coach, once Friday's game is over, regular season ends, do you kind of let players disconnect for a while, or do you still have a fair amount of organized team activities and workouts
Right.
after? What does the timeline look like?
We'll have a team meeting, but they need to finish school. And so that'll be the focus the last couple of weeks here of the term is after the season is just finishing well in the classroom. Really proud of the progress these guys have made ever since I've been here. And so we want to finish this term the same way. We won't regroup activity-wise until January when then off-season lifting will start.
Jonathan, you mentioned 1998 briefly. What are some of your memories from that game specifically? And if you can think back 2 decades. Yeah. And also, at that point in your career, you were a young player, obviously. Did you have any inkling about the importance of that game at that time or even after you had time to reflect on it?
Yeah. What do I remember about that game? It's always a negativity bias here, but I always remember I should have thrown a pick six. I think I dropped the ball. It was like we were running a curl route, and the outside backer jumps it and goes right off his chest and drops. He'd have been gone. I remember double overtime. We needed to score a touchdown to win the game. The play before Simonton goes and does it, we actually threw the ball. We ran a little sprint out, and I was kind of surprised we called that play because he was running it so well, and the game was there. I remember that. So I remember cover zero, a couple of inside slants that I think it was Ainsworth took it to the house, and just great memories. During the moment of the game, don't realize how big and how lasting the thing will be. But as I look back on it now, obviously it was a great football game and one memory I won't soon forget.
What do you plan to do with the team as far as Thanksgiving goes?
We are going to have a meal together. We're going to kind of do our typical walkthrough in the morning, like we do a day before the game, and then have a Thanksgiving lunch where all the families are welcome. I think we've got over 300 people coming, so every staff member within the football department and coaches, players, and their families, we're going to have a meal together and kind of recognize the seniors at the same time, and then get into our typical routine in the evening before a game.
Turkey, no turkey.
Haven't
Chip Kelly was down on turkey.
DVD might be the answer man on that. I don't know where we're going on. Is there? Love it.
I remember Chip Kelly was like, no turkey the day before the football.
Yeah, I probably could get some advice on meals and what I'm eating.
I was over at women's basketball just a little bit ago, and actually I asked Coach Ruick what his favorite Thanksgiving food was, and he was down on turkey too. So I'm just wondering what your favorite Thanksgiving food is.
Yeah, I'm into the stuffing. I am turkey stuffing, a little gravy on it, mashed potato, pumpkin pie. I'm not too picky when it comes to Thanksgiving.
Transitioning back to the Civil War itself, what would you like to see out of your team this week, heading into this final week? Obviously, it's been a long season. It comes down to one game, just what's left for the seniors and everything along the way. What would you like to see out of your group heading into the weekend?
I'd truly like to see execution at a high level. I think we're going to play hard. I think we're going to fight. They're going to make some plays. We're going to make some plays. But for a long period of time, having some higher execution, because that's how you win the game. And that's what's been lacking for us. And so that's what I'm hoping to see.